To all the females that I used to know, sorry that your boy had to come and go, but I still got love for you and you and you and you and you.
This is your lunchtime lesson with King Mason, and we are still on our last day still, about generational limits. So let's talk about this, a real touchy subject, raising children. Sparing the rod, spoiling the child, or new age timeouts, consequences, no computer, things taken away. So I don't have any kids, so I'm gonna let Rebecca start off with this. What is your ways of raising your daughter? Is it new millennial style raising, or is it the old school fire and brimstone, you gonna get it?
I think primarily new school. I do have some of that old school in me, of course, because I was kind of raised like that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I'm big on communication with my child. I feel like that was something that kind of lacked during my childhood. So I definitely am big on communication. So even though I may implement some of that old school punishment style, I'm still going to implement the communication aspect. And I will take accountability if maybe I snapped on her or maybe I was in the wrong, because parents can be in the wrong too. So taking that accountability and just communicating with my child and helping her understand her worth and, you know, that understanding of, yes, I'm your parent, I'm superior to you. However, you know, you can still talk to me.
Right. I believe parenting, just seeing my sister with 3 children, it takes a lot of patience. And I believe a lot of things stem from not being patient, not being able to communicate, because you wake up early in the morning, you get the child ready, you take them to school, you have to work to provide. And then you come home having to do homework, having to just deal with life plus a child. And sometimes I believe that can take a toll. And so the first thing we do as adults, we snap off, we yell, some of us get physical and hit and belts and things like that. But I do believe more in the modern day, because communication was not a big thing. And I'm an 80s baby, 1980, was not a big thing growing up with parents. Parents do as I say.
Right.
Don't ask questions. And I believe this, that a lot of our children, being from just our culture or other cultures, are stifled in going forward to see what could be, meaning exploring. Because Timmy and Johnny get to run around the store and explore and touch things and do things. But us, as some African Americans, or most African Americans or Hispanics or minority groups, we stand in fear of our parents because we don't want the consequence. We don't want the whooping or what's going to happen. And I believe that stifles exploration or being all that you could be as a child. I don't know if people agree with me on that, but I do believe that.
I believe that as well. So sometimes there's no manual, you know, for this, especially because our parents are kind of limited, being from a different generation. So you just have to, you know, follow your intuition and your understanding and just play it by ear kind of, and figure out when do I need to implement that old school and when do I need to be new school, you know, because these kids are on a screen from day one. They're babies and they're on a screen, you know. I don't think any of us were on a screen that young.
Nah, I had to turn my head when broad commercials came on.
Exactly.
Yes. So, but for parents, let's see hit us in the comments. How do you raise your children? And for more relationship advice, please buy my book, Me Before We, at mebeforewe.tv. And this has been your lunchtime lesson.